You're listening to Backstage Leadership Conversations, brought to you by the Digital Tourism Think Tank in collaboration with Abu Dhabi's Department of Culture and Tourism. I'm Nick Hall and I'll be your host for the series. So join me as I take a global view on the exciting trends and developments happening in the MICE sector, with a multitude of truly insightful leadership conversations from truly global perspectives, all recorded right here in Abu Dhabi. Throughout this series, we'll be discussing sustainability, events for impact, horizon technologies, and considering the implications for business events and the wider sector. So if you haven't yet hit that subscribe button, be sure to do so now, wherever you get your podcasts. In today's episode, I'm thrilled to be sitting down with Bruce MacMillan, who is the Chief Operating Officer of PCMA, a global community of more than 35,000 MICE professionals. Bruce brings over 30 years of experience himself in the business events industry and has a wealth of knowledge and insights to share. In our conversation, Bruce will delve into the significance of that human connection in a post-pandemic world. He'll be talking very much about the recovery and the importance of growth in the MICE industry. And he'll be sharing some thoughts on innovative approaches that have been fueled by developments in sustainability and new horizon technologies. He'll also discuss the transformative power of artificial intelligence and its impact on event productivity and creativity. Whether you're a seasoned professional or new to the industry, Bruce's perspectives on the future of business events, sustainability, and AI are invaluable. So sit back, relax, and get ready for some enlightening takeaways. Let's dive straight in.
First of all, thank you for having me. Obviously, Abu Dhabi is an amazing place for any kind of business event. I'm Bruce MacMillan. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of PCMA. We are a global community of some 35,000 MICE professionals and their business partners operating all around the world. Our organization is a combination. We create business events content. We do our own events. We create marketplaces. We publish courses. Basically, we are the platform for the global business events industry, and it's bringing together business event professionals and their partners really in environments like this. So it's been a great journey. I've been in this business, let's just say, over 30 years. I've had an interesting career path. I led Canada's National Olympic Winter Games bid for Vancouver. I'm a Canadian and from Vancouver originally, and so I was able to use those skills to help advance Canada and my hometown of Vancouver. So the power of business events remains unrivaled, and as we say, business events are inevitable. So.
Amazing. It's such a great thing to hear someone so passionate and such a good advocate of the industry. So how would you describe the last year? We've obviously been through several years of quite a lot of turmoil, but things are starting to look really interesting right now.
Yes. The pandemic's behind us, and I think we had some amazing learnings coming out of that. I think what we learned is we cannot thrive without human connection. And we've seen, we tried to do it during the pandemic. We did everything virtually and digitally, and the technology worked. And that was great to see that the technology worked. But we yearned for events like this to get together and really make true advancements in our economic and social wellness. And what we've seen is not only are we recovering, and the story of Abu Dhabi, as I saw yesterday, is remarkable. They're 40% higher in terms of their MICE business in 2023 over 2019, which everybody uses as the benchmark. But we're seeing an amazing recovery. In fact, next year will clearly be beyond where we were in 2019. We've done some research, and it shows that 53% of our business event organizers expect to do more business next year than in 2019. That's an amazing recovery.
It's such a strong market, and I think it's just excelling ahead of so many others. How would you say Abu Dhabi can seize the opportunities of this rapid growth and also some of the trends and developments that you see in the wider sector right now?
Well, I think Abu Dhabi is experientially remarkable and culturally compelling. And they have been very thoughtful in their approach. They're using innovations in sustainability and technology to really make an environment where business events can thrive. And layer on top of that some of the amazing experiences that they have, and really the cultural interest that really creates connection here is really unsurpassed. And it's authentic. It's not manufactured. Yes, they have some amazing attractions, but the cultural authenticity here is something that we can derive values from and learn in our social and economic well-being. So I think they've got the venues. Everybody's got great venues, but they have done it very thoughtfully. They've done it in an environment where it's culturally compelling, and it's great to do global business connections here.
Now, of course, you've seen the industry inside and out, and you've held this really strong thought leadership platform. You're highly respected in your knowledge of the sector. Where would you say some of the biggest challenges are for the industry today? And if we look at the industry globally, where it needs to really make changes to avoid disruption and keep that innovative edge?
Well, I'm going to talk about two things. First is our workforce. And again, yesterday, Abu Dhabi thoughtfully and provocatively is creating tourism and business event learning programs. We have to be, our industry is growing all over the world, and we need to keep fueling it with great talent. And talent we're competing with the world for talent in our industry. And so to the extent that we can bring new talent and new workforce into our industry to help it grow and to help make these experiences as compelling as they can be, we need to get more talent. So that's number one. Number two is around sustainability. I don't think it's too much to say that during the pandemic, sustainability efforts kind of took a pause because we had to focus on health. Well, sustainability is still very much a reality in our industry, and part of our industry involves travel, which is not always the pinnacle of sustainable practices. But our industry needs to be being very deliberate in the way we approach sustainability, beyond recycling, beyond greenwashing. I think destinations like Abu Dhabi, with their innovative and thoughtful approach, can really be a global leader in sustainability. And I think that's a great opportunity, and our industry needs that. And at PCMA, we've recently completed a partnership with the American Geophysical Union. We will be doing a climate tech conference for business events because our industry needs it. And people increasingly are making sustainability a part of their RFPs and their destination selections. But we have to be more deliberate in making it one of our parameters.
So when you look at a destination like Abu Dhabi and you look to the future, we see huge commitments across the industry for 2030 and 2050. It's sort of a blank canvas in a way, and there's an opportunity to rewrite the rule book and rewrite how we do things, processes, to become more sustainable. Where would you say Abu Dhabi can position itself in leading that race and reinventing itself at still a very early stage in its own journey?
I think the approach that Abu Dhabi has taken is very thoughtful. I think they have learned from destination successes and maybe some destination shortcomings. And they put that in a very considered plan of how they want to approach things. I mean, I've seen some sustainability measures here and efforts that I haven't seen anywhere else. I think that's fantastic. And I think we could learn from that. And I think Abu Dhabi is looking to where it can position itself in a very, very competitive fabric. And things around elements like sustainability and innovation. And one of the areas that PCMA is very deliberate is around AI and artificial intelligence. And I'm going to talk tomorrow about that. But it is an opportunity in our space. We are still figuring out where that fits. And I think Abu Dhabi can be a leader in helping our industry apply things like sustainability and artificial intelligence and how to make business events more powerful in terms of economic and social transformation.
Now, you mentioned AI, so I can't resist but ask your opinion on AI. How do you see it disrupting and changing the events industry?
Well, when you bring AI, it's very polarizing. It's people either are worried about it or are all over it. Here's what I can tell you. We did some recent research that'll come out in a report in November, And right now, 64% of our business event organizers are using AI in one way, shape, or form. They're using it to be more productive. And one of the challenges, as I mentioned, is workforce in our industry. We need more workforce. So we're using AI to be more productive. But the other opportunities are around creativity. And part of what makes events amazing and remarkable is the application of creativity in human engagement, speakers, et cetera. And then the other area is in analytics. And I think what we learned coming out of the pandemic is that events are a crucible for generating data. And our industry needs to learn how to capture that data. And AI can help, and AI can help process that. Brands all over the world are lining up to be either sponsors or organizing their own events because people now, coming out of the pandemic, they want to get together. And it's also an area where they can learn and generate data to help fuel those social and economic transformations. So we launched our own AI initiative called Project Spark. We have our own AI tool specifically for event professionals, and we're continuing to evolve that. It's been very successful. People are adopting it for productivity, and we have a product development roadmap that we'll continue to roll out in the coming months to address things like creativity and data analytics. But it's where the industry is going, whether we like it or not.
So it sounds like you're pretty positive about some of the opportunities that it's going to unlock. And it seems like it's actually something that can really help solve a lot of the challenges we face as an industry.
Yes, it is. And don't get me wrong. It is going to create some disruption in the workforce, but it's also going to create opportunities for business events to become more significant. And organizers, just like our audience's behaviors have changed, organizers' behaviors are going to have to evolve. The tools are there. We're helping them use those tools and at the same time helping develop ones so these events and their organizers and their stakeholders can get a better return, whether it's the destination, whether it's the event owner itself, to get all the benefits that we all want. There's going to be some disruption, but at the same time, we need to bring more people into our workforce, into our business events workforce, and that's proving to be a challenge. AI can help with that in some ways, but it's going to be, it's early days. The speed of the change is, I've never seen anything like it, and we're trying to make it easier for it to curate all of that information and bring it all together so that our business event organizers and destinations can make their own decisions.
Bruce, thank you very much for joining us today.
My pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
Throughout my conversation with Bruce MacMillan, we explored some of the dynamic aspects of the global events industry. And in particular, Bruce shared his insights from his own extensive career, highlighting the irreplaceable value of human connections and face-to-face interaction in driving economic and social progress. We delved into the recovery post-pandemic, noting some of the impressive rebounds in global destinations like Abu Dhabi. And Bruce emphasized the exceptional recovery metrics, pointing to how destinations have been able to leverage technology and sustainability to enhance their appeal and functionality. Bruce also outlined two main challenges in the industry: workforce development and sustainability. We've discussed those initiatives at length and delved a little bit into how we need to think about talent and the importance of thoughtful sustainability practices, moving beyond mere greenwashing. We also spoke about AI and how it has emerged as a very significant topic right now. Bruce shared with me his views on the transformative potential for productivity and creativity in the business event sector. He also touched on PCMA's own AI initiative with Project Spark, which aims to support events professionals in harnessing AI to better their own outcomes. So, my closing thoughts. Bruce has certainly struck a clear balance between optimism and realism, acknowledging the disruptive aspects that these advancements bring, but also championing their capacity for future potential to elevate the business events industry. From talent acquisition to innovative uses of technology, the future is certainly poised for significant transformation, and it seems from today's discussion that Abu Dhabi is very well positioned to take full advantage of that. You've been listening to Backstage Leadership Conversations. Be sure to hit subscribe to make sure you don't miss any future episodes. If you're enjoying the series, why not take a moment to leave a review or get in touch and let us know what you think. Discover more industry insights by heading over to our website, thinkdigital.travel, where you'll find lots more interviews, podcasts, case studies, and industry research, all at the click of a button. Thanks to the Abu Dhabi Department of Culture and Tourism for making this possible, and thank you for joining us today.